Hello, everybody, and welcome to Silent Podcast, the place that we're everything but silent. I am your host, Isaiah, and I am here with my two co-hosts, Sasha
Hi.
and Geneva.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about episode 7 of Temptation Island. We are I'm a little bit over halfway of the season, so we're coming to a close. It's been something for sure, but guys, before we even get into this, how do you feel about today's episode?
Much like Kendall's blank box, I also feel very empty. um,
No.
but I know Geneva. I don't want to speak for you, but I know the chicken debate was very hot for you. But
Oh yes, you saw my tweet.
yeah, to me that's kind of the was the only good part of it, which is hilarious because it was a hot what was that? So anyway, I'm still on the train, don't get me wrong, but it's just besides Kendall cheating, and even that's getting boring, which weird. But I'm still here. I'll say that.
That's good.
I think this episode was showing this was a big character development, I think, episode. We're finally getting to see people's true intentions, specifically with these video messages that been hyped up usually since the last 3 episodes. So it was interesting to see, and I'm glad we're getting a lot of these toxic single people out of here who I don't even know their names still. But I'm glad to see some of them go still. But I mean, we're going to get into all that when we get to that point. But yeah, just to start off, so this episode started off with the recap, obviously, and they made sure to highlight the fact that Thomas is so hurt that Chelsea is falling for someone else. So, his heart hurts. He feels betrayed, but you know what? He's going to clinch on a little bit. We're going to talk about that during the video segment. But just to go post bonfire ceremony, at least with the guys, the girls are noticing that the vibe is very down. Usually we see the girls are down and then the guys' house is lit. This time it was the other way around. The girls are fine and the guys are like, oh man, my heart's so hurt. We see what Thomas is specifically looking upset because of the Chelsea situation. Kendall is the only one who seems unbothered, and Thomas says that he feels alone and exposed, and he's getting really emotional in his confessional. He didn't expect Chelsea to cheat on him. But how did you guys feel about Thomas here?
Maybe I have weird sympathy for Thomas. I don't know why, but maybe it's just because I feel like this whole season, Chelsea has just kind of been I just want to catch Thomas doing something super awful. And so I, in a weird way, I really wanted Chelsea to kind of do something step beyond the boundary before Thomas, just because I don't know. I just felt I don't know. I just felt really bad for him because I feel that anything that he would do would be considered wrong. And yes, it is very weird, some of the stuff he does when he flirts with Sophia, but I think in comparison to what I was maybe expecting him to do based on the way Chelsea talks about Thomas, I've been very, I don't know. I think that he's been pretty respectful for Temptation Island, for what that could be. So for some reason, I felt for him a bit, but I'm also wow, I did not expect him to react this way. Just because I felt we just didn't really, I get that we got that he wanted to be respectful and he wanted to respect the relationship, but I didn't realize that even though Chelsea and Blake didn't actually, I guess, kiss in that clip per se, and they were basically close, it was just very surprising to see his reaction to be she cheated on me. I can't believe this happened. And so for me, I was okay, maybe this is a little overboard, but I'm hoping that at the next bonfire, they actually show some of that footage to Chelsea. Whether she reacts positively or negatively or weirdly to it, I just want her to see that, because I don't know. I just feel she's thinking he's doing all these crazy and dramatic things, but he's really not.
Yeah, I don't have sympathy for Thomas. Maybe like I don't know. I just think he sucks. I'm over him. He's also 39 years old, and I know we'll probably talk about this later, but like Sophia's 22 and he's 39. They're 17 years apart. First of all, so that's disgusting to me. And then like secondly, if he were a teen dad, he could be her dad. Like that's like weird. So to me, he's too old to be acting like this. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Chelsea's any better. I just feel that Thomas like deserves zero sympathy.
He's 37. I to make it a little bit less weird.
So 15 years is what you're telling me. Got it. They're still 15 years apart, and it's just like I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I just every time he talks, I feel like he's a hypocrite. Just like I think Chelsea is worse than him, but like that's not like a good standard to hold like Chelsea. I mean, it's not a great standard.
Like I've been saying the whole season, I think Thomas and Chelsea are both very hypocritical. I think they both don't want to be with each other, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But they're just trying to play victim, and they just want the other to look bad on television.
Exactly.
Are you sure though? Because what Thomas says later in this episode, it sounds like he really, really wants to be with her.
I don't know. I really don't think he wants that. I just think that he's just digging the hole farther and farther so he can be like, I'm hurt. This is why I'm going to go with Sophia because I'm.
So what do you think about his acting chops then?
I don't think they're good. I don't. If it's like you're comparing Batman or Spider-Man or something, like there's Toby and then there's Tom. I think he's an Andrew. I don't care for it. Like, I don't like Thomas. Thomas is boring to me.
Oh my god. And he's from LA. Like he is like the very like I want him here for clout. Period. Like exactly. To me, that's all I get from him. So
he's a clout chaser. I mean, he brought his girlfriend here to clout chase. You don't.
But then it's like, why would now I'm realizing it's a bad thing to come on. You think? Have you seen any of the other episodes?
It's all cap. It's cap. Yep. I'm just letting you know it's cap. But anyway, so we're going to see Alexis and Kendall. A big Alexis and Kendall episode. I think a lot of foreshadowing going on here. But so they're talking, and she's basically looking for the clarification that like he's feeling her, and. I don't think we've seen outside the confessionals him actually voice to her that like I might have feelings for you, like he's keeping it to himself. He's keeping his options open. And he's just letting her know that he doesn't know what he's going to do at the end of the day, but my actions should speak louder for my words. So that's what he wants her to go off of. She's just looking for that clarification. Kendall saying that, the things that I feel should have to go unsaid. That's basically how he's approaching this. But what do you guys think about Kendall here with Alexis?
I mean, it's all BS. It's a literal BS. Like, he's a narcissist. He's hypocritical. Like, he basically... No, it's plausible deniability. Like, he doesn't want to say anything so that he can be like, well, I didn't say that. It's, you think that, and I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not what I think. And that's it. For me, like I just think Kendall is so full of shit, and like I just can't. Every time he gets on the screen, like it's so repulsive at this point. I don't know what Alexis. Again, I keep asking this, but like, what is about this man that's so captivating, but it's not translating on the screen?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried. I think it's just Alexis, and then. Since she seemed at least open to do crazy things, the other girls were like, I'm not feeling this guy, but I'm here on vacation, so like sex, like I mean, I don't know, like maybe that's the thought there, but I other than Alexis, I don't see anyone dropping dead for Kendall, like I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, Nicole didn't really show an interest in Kendall. I still don't think she has feelings for Kendall. I just think that she's like, oh, I'm not leaving here with anybody. Let me just get my quick 1-2 in real quick and just keep it moving.
Well, she likes Alexis, I feel.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm feeling too.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to see Thomas staying with the guys villa for a little bit. We're still going to see Thomas going on, talking about how he made a mistake bringing Chelsea here. This is the Thomas victim episode, by the way, if no one else knew that. How he regrets doing this. Why would I bring my girlfriend to Temptation Island? Oh my goodness, we gambled. And Sophia's like, I don't know why he's in his feelings. Like, he's doing the same thing she's doing. Like, you should
literally
just be focused on why you're actually here. Like, don't be hypocritical. She didn't say that, but you can tell that's what she meant. She's like, you're doing the same thing. Geneva, how'd you feel about Thomas and Sophia here?
I think it's interesting because I think the one thing that Sophia at least keeps reiterating, I think in her conversations with Thomas in this episode, is she's like, okay, well, I don't want you to do anything you feel uncomfortable with. I want you to stay true to your morals. And the fact that you haven't really done anything shows me that you're a great guy. So like, she's trying to look at it in a positive way, but obviously it does frustrate her. The fact that, she's finding out this stuff about what I guess Chelsea's been doing now. And then Thomas isn't just being himself and like being open to how he feels about Sophia. Because it's clear he really is attracted to Sophia and has feelings for Sophia, but he's like, I don't want to do anything, to like basically show like Chelsea that, like she was right. And so that's, I think, definitely his restraint at this point. But, she tries to be supportive, but it's clear that regardless of what happens, it seems like at minimum, like Thomas and Sophia are going to be friends outside of this, if not more. And so, but I think it's definitely probably really frustrating from her point of view. But it's also like, again, this is about the 4 couples who are here in their journey more than the singles. The singles are there to help tell the narrative and be the support for them. But I think that's, at the end of the day, it's hard to expect a lot, especially from this season, I think more than ever, that a lot of these people are just in regret for being there. So that's why we're not really seeing much action. It's mostly Kendall and with a hint of Chelsea, but not too much,
Agreed. Now before we finish off this small altercation that happens and the guys, let's talk about the girls area for a little bit. Aaron, we're going to see that this is a big Aaron episode too. This is just a big development episode, honestly. Aaron, I think this is the most screen time she's had as well.
Yeah.
But she knows that she made a mistake bringing Corey here, and how she's been manipulative. She's been saying this the past couple of episodes. That she's just trying to change her ways, honestly, and she needs to focus on herself so she can be better for Corey and for herself. She's really just not looking to do anything with anyone else there. But the producers are really trying to push the Shaq narrative. And Shaq is like, oh, I can't wait for Corey to slip up, because if he slips up, then I'm gonna be in there. I just need her to mess up. Like, I need this dude to back off. Shaq is very weird to me, but
he's
Shaq,
very intense. Like, I think that's just his issue in this moment at least.
He's a little too much.
Poor Shaq.
He's just, I don't know. I feel bad for him, but at the end of the day, I think it was very clear from the beginning that as much as Aaron has fun with him, I just felt like they were going to be friends basically since the beginning.
Yeah. Every time they're on the screen together, she's like, I'm not leading you on. I don't have feelings for you. Shaq's like, I know that she has feelings for me. She just needs to say it. I just wait for Corey to mess up. Like, come on, bro. Unless the producers are making him say that, maybe. She ain't in here, bro. He seems like a good guy though, but just not.
I guess maybe when he keeps hearing at least the sorts of affirmation, oh, you're the closest person I am, that I have here, and I enjoy my time with you and I have fun with you. But I think he's just taking that a couple steps too far and being like, oh, she's into me, but she just really needs Corey to mess up so then I can sweep it. But it's no, she appreciates your friendship and you guys have lots of laughs, but that's the extent to this relationship.
I mean, I'm not going to forget the whole jealousy episode that he had too, or when she was Blake's defender and stuff.
Right.
He's
No, I
something
just
off.
think, yeah, exactly. I think he's just messy and like he's the poster child of like, you just have to be persistent and the girl will come to you. Like, no means maybe. And like, that's
Yeah.
not true, Shaq. It's not true. She's not into you. Just give it up, my guy. And then like his tears, I know we'll talk about it later. Ugh, like I couldn't. Like, it was just kind of weird.
We're also gonna see Chelsea and Thomas. Well, Chelsea's basically speaking about how Thomas is being a playboy, and that she saw Thomas rubbing lotion on that girl's butt. Like he's a playboy, he's flirty. He's not the one. But she's saying that I'm realizing that maybe I can go to the next level with Blake. I'm feeling Blake. I still don't like Blake, but I mean, she doesn't have much options, so
Yep.
That's her thing. So there you go. I'm sure we're going to talk about those two a lot more later when there's more eventful stuff. But just to get with this strange altercation in the guys' villa, these two random, it's like really these three singles came out of nowhere and became relevant this episode. I've never heard of a Maya. I never heard of any of these people.
Oh god, Maya. Of course, you know Maya.
I
don't remember talking about
Maya. Is
the main Julian girl. He's the girl that Julian
but she's never been. This is the first time she's had a confessional.
No,
I don't remember her. She seems so
relevant. And then I think a couple episodes Maya had called. I forgot who she called out. But she called out like one of the guys.
Thomas, right?
Yeah, she called out Thomas for like not
that was her. I mean,
attention. Yeah,
she's a 32-year-old.
Yeah, he curved so many girls. It's kind of like it's hard to follow.
No, they literally went on
specifically, but said that Maya is the one girl that like he appreciates because she takes time to get to know.
I don't know. She seems.
They went on the date together.
It's not like romantically though. Clearly,
that's what I'm saying. It's just like okay, like she's
but
there.
But just know that Maya, she exists, and we know her, but we don't know the other ones.
If y'all know her, good. Like I don't remember her, but
oh my god!
I mean, she seems cool. I liked her in this episode. I think she got that that edit that like, oh, she's going to be here for a little bit. I don't know. It's just I hope I see more of her past episode 7. That's all. Like I don't want this to be like how Nicole was really irrelevant until she started getting into threesomes. Like I just. And not even being shady.
No,
like,
you're right.
Like, what I'm saying? Like,
funny.
I don't want this to be like a one and done. That I don't want her storyline to be, oh, they stole chicken, so I had to start fighting with these people on Temptation Island.
Chicken girl. I thought she was gonna get eliminated.
Yeah,
I was worried she was gonna go home because of this. Also, I guess since we're here and we're talking about the chicken now, to me, it's just really insane how this apparently gave Julian a bunch of red flags. Like, I just don't understand.
I would have been on her side.
But also, like, first of all, when we're thinking about food, well, if you have a large group of people, I think it's reasonable, like if, for example, you're cooking food and then people take that food and then they cook stuff on their own, it's reasonable for the people who haven't eaten to eat their food first and then they could go get seconds if they want to because they're not following the system. So I don't understand why this was such a big deal to Julian. Like he was making this such a huge deal. He's like, like I don't think I see her the same way anymore. But the way also Julian's talking about her is as if he had any sort of romantic relationship with Maya. But it's very clear that he doesn't. Like they have nice conversations and he appreciates her company, but it's very clear he's like, it's him and Kristen, like for the end, beyond, forever and ever. So I just don't understand what his reaction was for. I was very confused.
I think this is, and I talked about this with Abby and Dana. I think this is just the producers. They're like, we don't have enough content. We need something to talk about. And, there you go. Like chicken. Okay, chicken
not
fight.
Chicken Gate. Oh my god!
Like, there's nothing else. Like, what else are they going to talk about? Corey's not doing anything. Well, I mean, I'm gonna get to him, but like, we haven't seen Corey content till today, and God knows how long. Like, they're desperate for content. So Corey, like chicken. There's fight over chicken. Awesome.
The only thing I want to say about Julia, this piece, the only the only moment that maybe why Julian was freaking out was because he kept saying chill. First of all, don't ever tell me chill if I'm mad. but like he kept saying, chill, calm down, calm down. It's like, shut up. Like it is annoying. Like and it's probably a lot because when she was cleaning the chicken, it was a lot of pieces. So it's probably so much work to do all of this. And then these annoyings, and she's 32. I think everyone else is significantly younger. So I'm assuming that also added to it. But I would also be annoyed if I'm being honest, because chicken it like takes so long, like it takes a little bit to cook. So, but Julian, like he was doing the most. Chill. Like then, no. How about you tell the other girls to chill, Julian?
And then after that, he after that whole fiasco happened, he's like, the other night was weird for me, like threw me off. I want to have a conversation with her to see where her head's at. Like her reaction was way out of pocket.
Production.
And all this sort of stuff. And I'm just like, what sort of lines are you feeding Julian right now? Like, what questions are you prompting him to get out of him? But like, production or not, he still seemed weirdly too affected by this. And I'm just like, I don't understand.
He probably was on the side of the other girls too. He was probably like, with them.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, she's like, oh, how could she? Like he probably backed them up.
He seems to be that guy that's like, oh, I don't want to, like, girls are drama. This is why I don't talk to girls. Like, he's that. Yeah. That's the vibe. And I think he's just looking for a reason to, like, be that way. It rubbed me the wrong way. Like, Julian's reaction was stupid.
I mean, we've seen him do this before in the car ride back. That one time with Thomas, he was like, oh, she's a hypocrite. Like like he gives me Blake vibes, not to the same extreme, but like he's a guy's guy.
Oh yeah,
like like he's just like I can see that. Anyway, Chicken Gate. Oh, let's close that out. The next day we're gonna, like they said, they spoke about it, and he's like, I guess she was defending herself, but at the same time she has to remember she's here for me, so. Really chill. If they're going to call you names and stuff, you just got to take the punches, Maya. Like, that's where the vibe I was getting.
For what? Yeah, exactly. He couldn't even remember when this was like the first time he was met with adversity. When Chef Hands, right, was like talking up to him, and he's like, "All right, guy, all right," and then like he kind of like got in a little tuffle or scuffle with what's his name? At the start, the first episode where that guy was like talking to Kristen and pointing at, and then Julian started. It's like, calm down, then Julian. A mess.
So, we're gonna move on to other people. We can't go 5 seconds without talking about Kendall and Alexis. They're basically hinting.
We could if we wanted to.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Kendall's the show. He's talking about how he doesn't know what he's going to do at the end of the experience. That he's still in love with Erica, but he's catching feelings for Alexis. So he's just keeping his mind open, and he's here for his self growth. And that's all we get. The same spiel he's been giving us the entire season. Go ahead.
No, everything he says. It's just, I literally wish like I could just talk to him and like, bring up every sentence and then like yell at him. Be like, why'd you say this exact sentence? Okay, this is like ridiculous. Here's why. Because it's just, I hate people that aren't self-aware, and he really thinks he's all that, God's gift to earth to women. And like, he's literally he's the only thing I will say, and like gross, is that like, yeah, he's great for the show. Like, we're glad he's here, but outside of that, like, oh my, how can people stand this man and be in a room with him?
I would love to talk to Kendall one day and be like, let's talk. Let's have like have an interview.
I could not be. He would quit. He would quit the interview.
This is the thing about Kendall too. It just, like Sasha was saying, it drives me so like much insane when he's like, basically we are here for Erica so she can grow and figure out who she is and find herself. And, I'm just over here because we have no rules and I'm just doing what I want. And yeah, I love you and we're going to get back together because I'm confident she's going to come back to me. And that whole mentality just bothers me. I'm just like, you have things that you need to work on and you're not working on them, because if you're going to be here, at least like try and, you know, learn from this experience, realize what maybe you need to bring to the table in your relationship with Erica if you guys are going to get back together, which I wish you would not, but you know, sources may say otherwise. But this is where I am just saying, like, Kendall, like, you know, a relationship is a two-way street. And if you guys are here, there are probably things that you're doing wrong too that is leading you to this position.
No, he thinks he's perfect. That's exactly the problem. Like everything he says, I hope that at the end of this, Erica changes. I hope at the end of this, Erica finds herself. What are you? Literally, what are you?
The supreme gentleman.
Yeah. I can't. Not this again.
Oh,
you know, he like, you know how overhyped like Jay-Z's that brunch is? I don't know what it's called, but like Kendall is the type of guy that would be like, I was invited to Jay-Z's like brunch. I'm the biggest deal ever. And I am like, you know, Eric, basically he's saying like he's out of Erica's league, and like if her league was negative garbage, then sure. But like it's just, oh, he's so awful. And I just can't believe no one is checking him. I think that's what bothers me more. Like that one single that was doing his hair is the only one I feel like that kind of like was trying to hold him accountable last week. But that's it. Like I wish the guys would actually be like, no, you are shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've been trying to indirectly the guys, because I have there was that one conversation I believe Julian had with him in the car.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a couple instances where it's like, you know, and I don't know what, especially after this whole episode with the videos and stuff, like I'm intrigued to see like if the guys have any response for him, considering he was the only one who kind of was left out of that equation, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But that's where I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I wish people would call him out more on his actions, because I think people are just like, oh yeah, it's fine, you're doing whatever, like if you have no rules, then you had no rules. But it's also like, even if I had no rules and I went out there, like I still feel like I would be thinking about my relationship and, you know, my boyfriend or whatever, because like how can you think that having sex with multiple people is okay and you're technically still in a relationship, although he thinks he's single apparently for this period of time?
Because that's part of the rules, is that there are no rules. Like, you know that SpongeBob meme, right, where it's like him in a really weird like nose, and that's Kendall every time he says I'm single. Like I just think of that meme. It's just, he's a joke. He's a literal joke.
The chicken.
But thanks for ruining
all right.
If we didn't have Kendall, we probably would have no season.
Yes, of course.
He's still a horrible person. But
yeah.
So we're also going to get a quick shot of Thomas and Sophia. Basically, it's like a broken record. You know, thank you for being patient with me. I can't believe she did this to me. You know, I feel so bad. She's like, I'm patient. It's okay. You know, like I can handle this as long as like you're growing as a person. And then, you know, they have like their little moment. This, like I said, this is the Thomas victim episode. So if you can't handle it, you know, this is not the episode for you. But we're gonna go to the next day, and Erica is planning on standing firm when it comes to this video. She's not going to fold, but Lex is like, you better not fold, because he will manipulate you if you give him an inch of space. And due to sources, I mean, you know, it's a possibility that she did give that inch, but I mean, we don't have any confirmation on that, so I'm gonna wait. That could have been a cash trip, all we know, that they had to take. So you know, I'm gonna wait out. But
true, the verdict hasn't been made. We don't know.
You know, I'm hoping. But you know, hopefully she does not fold. Blake and Chelsea also are getting very flirty with each other at this point, because you know, Tom is rubbing lotion on Sophia's butt. It's really just like flirt, playboy. And
who uses the word playboy anymore, by the way?
Karen. But you know, She finally kisses him. She kisses Blake. She finally cheats. I mean, grows as a person. And you know, I don't know how you guys feel about this kiss between Blake and Chelsea.
Before the kiss, I want to address something Blake keeps saying, and it drives me insane. I don't know why, but he likes to say this quote where he's like, you know, like, I'm hoping that Chelsea sees that she can have a better guy than the Toms out there. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, that's not a really high bar, to be honest, to be better than the Toms. I'm going to say that, first of all. Second of all, I don't think Blake has shown me in any way that he is superior to these Toms. So the I don't know why this has become his catchphrase of the season in the diary room or the confessional.
Well, they're making him, I'm assuming,
because
right?
It's weird constant narrative, and I'm just like, it's not funny. Like, maybe the first time I was like, oh, okay, and then now I'm just like, no, like, you. I don't really get that sense that you are going to be with Chelsea long term forever and ever. You know,
yeah. So you know what? Something about him gives off very like narcissistic, almost Kendall vibes. Like, he'll be like, but look, I did so much for you. Like, don't you want to love me? Don't you want to be with me? Kind of deal. I don't think he'll cheat on her, but he's almost like so. Like, it'll be like this weird codependent growth like situation. And I think he hosted like viewing parties for Temptation Island in St. Louis in COVID. So he literally is not a good person.
That's not good.
Dr. Blake.
Yeah. And he's a doctor.
Yeah. So irresponsible. We are in a pandemic. Hello.
What do we know? He's a doctor, though. What do we know? You know, maybe
he's a dentist. I can
tell you,
come on, he's not a disease specialist.
Well, the one thing I know that your initial question was about like, what do we think? I guess in a sense, like, I'm a little surprised it didn't happen sooner. Just because I feel like this whole Chelsea Blake thing has been a thing for so long. And has kind of been one of the major storylines of this season. But, you know, I guess if she's happy, I guess. I'm personally not rooting for Chelsea or Blake. But, you know, it happened. That's my opinion, I guess. It took place. But I don't know. I just know that Chelsea, the way that however she's going to use the stuff that she does at the end of the season at the final bonfire in the away against Thomas is going to drive me insane personally. I don't think either of them are perfect, but I just feel like Chelsea's very hypocritical and he says all this stuff about Thomas, but in reality, Thomas hasn't done anything super bad. So I don't know. I guess for me, the bar was low for him, or maybe it was high. I don't even know what I mean. But the point that I'm trying to make in this case is that I just expected Tom to do more based on the way that she talks so negatively and poorly about him, and he didn't. So I'm actually impressed in a sense.
I see what you're saying. No, I understand what you mean. I think that makes sense.
All right. So
I'm glad you didn't see it first. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, Erin has her spiel where she's talking about working on herself and all that. Okay, we're going to say that if I kept going to every time Erin said that, it'd be like I get.
I'm like getting bored like of Erin. Like, she can also go home with Corey, and can they just be done?
Couples who could have just had conversations at home. Just
one therapy session, and like you would have been fine. But you know, therapy doesn't give you clout.
Like, I'm bored with Erin. I mean, I love
Erin. I don't know. I guess Erin had to be put in front of men who were like her exes to realize that what she has with Corey is great. So I guess that maybe, I don't know, but it literally took her an episode to regret it. So it's like, I kind of wish that like maybe they could have brought in another couple or something. I don't really know. Something of that regard.
Yeah.
And Shaq was the only one crazy enough to keep chasing after her. I'm like,
that's
Shaq.
why it was fun to like at least have Shaq around because he's so delusional. But no, it's really, I don't think also these men are like I know Isaiah, you specifically have said this a lot, but like these singles are whack and like
Yeah.
not even that they're boring, but like they're not like her exes were pro athletes. Like granted they don't sound to be so good, a lot of like toxic behavior, but like they were pro athletes doing all this cool stuff and like what are these singles doing? You know, like
See, and I think that's why I've kind of been bored with the season a little bit because, at least in comparison to last season, those couples were a mess. And they all just like were so unfaithful. It was like, oh, these are bad people, but like I like trash TV, so I'm gonna keep watching. Here, it's like a lot of couples who had petty arguments that could have fixed them within like a day, but instead they just decided to come on here for clout, and it's like the only people giving me content right now, even though they're bad people or kind of annoying, it's like Kendall, Chelsea, Tom, and I think that's about it. It's just like everyone else is just kind of there, you know? It's like, especially with the girls, like I'm tired of every time we go to the girls' island, Chelsea's the only one doing something. It's to Blake. Like, but the other girls are faithful, so it's like, I mean, like, where am I going to show here? You know,
it's kind of weird. It's weird. This season is weird. I think because there isn't like, I mean, like, I'm glad that we might just end up with more couples seen together than usual. But it is like for the entertainment factor of what Temptation Island is meant to be. A lot of people aren't really tempted, I guess. Like, or maybe they thought they would be, and then literally after being there, they're like, nope. And I think a lot of the girls, maybe were turned off because they felt like a lot of the guys gave off frat boy energy. They mentioned that a lot of the time. So maybe they're like, I am grateful for what I have, and so I'm gonna wait. But like, it's kind of annoying, I think, as a viewer, because we're
like at least last season when there were so many people cheating. I mean, it sounds so bad, but when they were cheating, like I actually liked a lot of the singles. Like there was a lot more compelling characters to follow because you were following the couples and you were following the singles. But since there's only like a few people here, like other than like Sophia and Blake and Alexis, I don't know the rest of these people. Like honestly, and you guys were talking about Maya earlier. I'm like, I don't remember her. Like she doesn't have that moment, like that romantic moment. Like there's a lot of these singles, and we're about to get to it with these elimination ceremonies. But like even with the guys' villa, when they had to eliminate Grace and Maddie, I'm like, who? I'm like, who are these people? Like I don't remember so many of these people because the couple are so faithful. And I mean, it's great on a human level. As a viewer, I'm so bored. Like, what's going on? Like when you're so desperate for entertainment that you have to give me a segment about people fighting over chicken. That's when you know it's going in a bad direction. I don't know, but that's just me.
No, I mean even Kristen, right? Like even her, she's so boring at this point. Like, and it's funny because I don't know if she's gonna stay with Julian. But even then, how can that be boring, right? Like even then, it's very much like, oh, but I'm still not sure. La 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 la. All this stuff, and then, that's it. That's all we're really getting from her, and she's constantly. Not that women need to smile all the time, but like she's constantly frowning and just looks so like sad. So I just wish she'd go. Like, again, like I don't know. They should just start over. Like they did it in The Bachelorette. Like, can we start over?
Like I'm never gonna forget like Kristen, like people like Kristen and Aaron and all these people, they were so open the first night, and then they get in an argument like, I'm not here to date or anything. I'm here to be loyal. Then why did you come here? Stay home. Like, and that's why when I said in the chat, I was like, I don't like a lot of these people. It's not because I don't like as humans, like off the show. I think they're great people, but I think a lot of these people are annoying because you're wasting my time now. Like I love this show, but you guys are boring. I'm so sorry. You're so boring. Like stay home. Stay home.
Go to therapy. Anyway.
Like God. But anyway, I would have took Mark giving these people a therapy session. That would have been more entertaining. Anyway, past my ranting. So like I was saying, so we're going to get to an elimination. The guys eliminate these two girls who Grace and Maddie, I think they were some of the sidekicks with the Maya jumping. I honestly
really don't even recall seeing Maddie like this whole season unless it was
Yeah.
in the background. And so when I heard her name, I was shook. And when I saw her, I was like, why didn't she get more screen time? Why were these guys not interested in her? I was very confused.
They're
Grace was
faithful.
like very crying, and she was like, I thought I was doing good. I thought they showed me doing good. And I was like, what? Did the production tell her that like she's
Like,
not
what?
being shown? You know what I mean? Because she literally said, I thought they showed me doing good. And I was like, did you watch it back already? Like, I'm
Like, I
very
don't know
what?
who you are. Like,
Yeah, and
who are
first
you?
time I'm seeing you is when you're getting eliminated and you're crying, and she's like,
They're like, you are
like-
a great presence here.
Maybe
Was
she
she?
thought she was more integrated into the story and the journey than we saw. I don't know. Because
how does
I
she
don't-
know that? That's what I'm asking.
know
That's
what?
true. Like
who
maybe she
told
thought her interactions
Here's
were
my
more meaningful than we
headcanon.
thought.
She was probably one of the Corey fans. And Corey wasn't getting
Oh.
screen time, so she wasn't getting screen time.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Got it.
I don't think the
yes.
producers want to show Corey saying, "Oh, Aaron treats me so bad at home." Like the entire, like, that's all he talks about.
Oh
I
my
can't believe
God.
Aaron makes me feel like trash. Like that's all.
I'm
Corey
becoming
talks
a
about.
man now. Like
Like,
Aaron,
oh,
not
God.
Aaron, Corey and Pinocchio, right? Like only want to be
Yeah.
a real boy. Like what's
Like,
the
aren't
difference?
you a boss of a company or something? Like,
Yeah, he
like,
was Aaron's boss. Like
so
oh,
whiny.
God,
I'm
he
sorry.
sucks.
Let me stop being
No, he's
mean.
like whiny. Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
think he's a bad person. He's just like whiny, and I wish like he'd grow up and act his age.
You know what? If he was a soccer player, I wouldn't have this issue. You know.
But you hate Aaron too.
Oh yeah, Aaron's so annoying. You know what? Let me stop. So we get to the girl
Oh
side. That
my
one's a
God.
little bit more eventful, but I mean, it was kind of, it wasn't like the first one where people were calling each other out. That was fun to me. I was like, ooh, like he put his mark. Like they're eliminating all the drama people. So I think that's why I'm so
I
bitter.
know. I'm sad Shaq went home. I couldn't believe it. I really didn't think he would. Like
At this
Aaron.
point,
I was
they
shocked.
are so desperate. Listen, and I mean, we could talk about this because I mean, real quick. I mean, you know, Shaq and her have their emotional situation. I'm sure they're going to be friends outside of this, and I'm sure we're going to hear in the reunion that Shaq tried to DM Aaron or
yeah.
something. But you know, they're leaving as friends. And Mark reminds them that they get to make their videos later today. But they're so desperate for Aaron content because she's staying loyal. And now that Shaq's gone, they had to bring Griffin. I forgot he was even there. Griffin, the guy who she took to her first date. They had to bring him back in the fray and show playful banter to make sure that there was content. Like that's how bored they were. They were like, oh, we need to show them like you know, having fun. That could be something, right? Yeah, Griffin. Like,
Look
I
at
was
her
like, "Ooh."
flirting. Ooh, like shut up.
She
Shut up.
debunks this so much. She's like, yeah, it's playful banter. Or like, yeah, he likes me, but I'm not leaving.
She is like the production's like worst nightmare because she's
Yeah.
actually playing production too. Like it's not at least yeah, the other singles, especially I think the guys where they kind of fall into production's trap, but the girls are like, nah,
No.
man, I'm just not it. I'm not gonna do it.
Mine is Chelsea, obviously, but everyone else,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. But Chelsea truly, I think, just wants to break up like with Tom. So I think it's
She's
just
trying
at
to
this-
find an excuse, and that's
yeah,
why
she
she's
doesn't
been,
give.
like, she's just
a
been
fuck.
like, "Why has Zini cheated more?"
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's what she's been wanting, and then so that's why she's like confused. She claims she's confused with his emotions and stuff.
She
And
wants
I'm
the
like,
victim edit Tom has right now. She wants that.
Mhm.
She's like, dang it. You
But
took it
weirdly,
from me.
I'm happy that Tom is getting it. I don't know. I don't care. For some reason, I just know that
I
that
hate both
Chelsea
of
has
them with
ulterior
a
motives,
passion.
and it drives me insane. And so, like,
He's gonna have
that-
sex.
Oh yes.
He's gonna
Are you
have
kidding
sex.
me? They did. They already grinded with clothes on. Like
they're
my
gonna
God.
have sex, and you know what? She's gonna be like, Thomas shouldn't have been a playboy.
Yep. And
You
then
know.
you know what's gonna happen
well, he's probably
basically.
gonna do it too. So
Thomas is
Yeah,
gonna have
so-
sex.
Yeah, at the
he might do
bonfire.
it too. I don't
No,
know. Who knows?
At the bonfire, Thomas is gonna see Chelsea making out with Blake, then he's gonna make out with Sophia. So basically, they're gonna start one-upping each other. Is what I think is gonna happen.
They got what 8, 9, 10, 11, what 5 episodes left. So
Hopefully.
I mean, they got time. They got time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, after the forced production interaction with Griffin and Aaron, we're going to see Chelsea talking more about how she's falling for Blake. They're getting so close. She's so nervous. But Blake is the ideal man. Now she doesn't say that, but she's falling for Blake. And you know what? To put the cherry on top, the thing that's so productive in these self journeys is getting drunk with toga parties. So they're having a toga party, and the guys are having an ABC party. I've never heard of that before until today, actually.
Anything but clothing or clothes.
Yeah, everything but clothing. So, I don't know if they're running out of ideas for parties.
I mean, ABC is like a pretty standard college party. So
Actually, I think once my undergrad had a party like that, actually.
Yeah, toga and ABC are very
not toga, but anything but clothes one. But people get creative and use the tape like you saw in this episode. Also, the music they played was awful. Chelsea was really, really drunk. One thing I have noticed though that actually is surprising me though is that she does keep mentioning like in her confessionals that she does love Thomas, but she's like, I love Thomas, but I'm exploring. I'm getting closer to Blake.
Victim.
Yeah. So I'm trying to pull that edit. That's why I'm like, it's not gonna work. At least it's not working on me.
No, it's not working. It just again in like Mars, like where we're just like come back to Earth. Like, what do you mean? Because do you think she'll try to get back with Thomas? Like, is that her end game?
Post show when she realizes that Blake is kind of like not going to continue on with her. Maybe she might, because she gives me the vibe that like she can't be single and she needs someone at all times. So I feel like she's going to go back to Thomas postseason when Blake is like, yeah, I'm not moving to where you are. Sorry, I'm staying wherever I live right
St.
now.
Louis.
Thomas, or Blake has to do something drastic between now and in the final bonfire for Chelsea to be like, okay, well, I can't leave alone. So, and Thomas has said he loves me still, so I guess I can go back with him. But we'll see. I think it might be more a post-show type situation.
Yeah, maybe. I think post-show, maybe that might make sense. Yeah.
Yep. I honestly, I'm low-key getting the feeling that Blake's just trying to get it in. By me, that's just me. So yeah, Kendall's having a 3-way kiss. Again, we're gonna see Thomas and Sophia having another forced moment by production. Just perfectly lighting right on a poolside. She wants to kiss him, but he doesn't want to. It was so. Production is forcing a lot of these moments, but continuing on, Corey, I put this in caps. Corey gets content. I was like, what? We're getting Corey content? And what was it about? It was about him feeling like Aaron was not going to care about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, same thing. Yeah.
It might not be good enough.
Yeah. Bored.
Corey's like a broken record, just like keep saying same thing over and over. Like grow up, get some confidence in yourself, because you're literally sitting here crying all the damn time. Aaron doesn't like me. How about you like yourself? How about that first? Because like it's just so annoying. Like I don't know how Aaron can be with such a whiny baby. Like, she's also a whiny baby. So, like, maybe that's fine and they sit and whine together. But, like, he's so whiny. Like, I feel like I'm a very strong personality. And if I were dating someone like that, they get eaten alive in a relationship with me.
This will be okay for me if it was, and it was when it was still like the first 3 episodes when they were getting to know
Right.
people. But like now you know these people, it's like, do you have anything better to talk about? Like,
No,
No,
because
because he doesn't want to be there. That's why.
Guess what? No one made you come here, okay? Like literally, this is not a cult. You can leave anytime you want. You choose not to. Shut up. Like, ugh, move on.
anyway,
Stupid Corey.
You know, I would be intrigued to actually see like a couple come in there and then halfway through the process, like maybe they send the videos or something and then they decide to leave. Like, I would be intrigued to see something like that.
make them
Well, their
put
contracts are
ex-boyfriend-
probably.
they
Yeah,
should
no,
put
I feel like
ex-boyfriend and
they're binded to
ex-girlfriends.
stay until the end, which is why I feel bad for half these people because it's clear they don't want to be here.
Throw in some ex-boyfriend and girlfriends, or you just shake it
Yes,
up.
then it's worth it. X on the beach types.
Oh yeah,
my
there's a show
God.
already. Never mind. We're gonna. Oh, this was kind of weird. So Nicole, Alexis, and Kendall are allegedly a throuple. I'm so mad I had to hear that in another show, but they're allegedly a throuple.
Call them
and
a trio.
Nicole and Kendall want to have intercourse. And Alexis is like, nah, that was a one and done thing. Like, I'm not.
I didn't
feeling
even
that
see
anymore.
them kiss, by the way. Like that's how like
They
asleep
had
I
a
feel like I
three-way.
was.
But like, you could tell Nicole and Kendall were just horny, and they were like, yeah, let's do it again, you know. And and Alexis is like, no, I'm good. And this is actually kind of echoing off of what we were saying last time, where it seemed like Alexis really wasn't with it last time, and I think this is kind of like reiterating that like she's kind of not down for all that, you know.
And I'm glad she's finally speaking up because I
Yeah.
can like, you know, just because you want him doesn't equal you do everything he wants to do.
Exactly.
Well, I think she's realizing that, like, since he's not literally saying that, like, I'm going to leave the island with you, that he's like playing games. And she's like,
Mhm.
I'm not going to let you make a fool out of me. Like, you know, I don't know.
But it's interesting how, I guess, you know, in a previous recap, we were talking about this general situation, and Isaiah, you're like, something's going to happen between Kendall and Nicole.
I still think it is.
You called it.
But, you know, it was very interesting because it was like, he was when it came to Nicole, Kendall was like, he would be interested in getting to know Nicole more, but thinks that Alexis would be jealous. So it kind of, the way he seemed like to be approaching it this episode was kind of like, Nicole, the ball is in your court if you want to do something. But like, I'm not opposed.
I'm just going to let you know, getting to know is just code word for sex. I'm just saying, like,
oh my
like,
God.
yeah, it's like, I'm just trying to do it. And
yeah. And he probably sees that Alexis is getting a little too real, and he's like, oh, that's not what I want. Like, I don't want someone to like me, which is why, can I also say, he's more respectful of Alexis than he is Erica. And what kind of like backward, upside down world is that too? But maybe because Alexis is right there.
Single.
Yeah. No, but if you were single,
no, because he doesn't actually have Alexis, so he actually needs to put in more respect. But because he's with Erica and knows he has Erica, regardless of what he does, he doesn't have to show that respect.
Yeah, that's real. Oh, so close.
And the crazy thing is, he kept saying, "Oh, Nicole, come get your friend." I was like, "Ooh."
Yikes.
I was like, he did that a lot too. I was like, ooh, like,
I thought he was gonna, you know how when he walks up the stairs when Alexis was like, no, I'm just gonna go to the bed, bye. Go to bed, bye. He comes down. I thought he was about to start making out with Nicole. That's why he walked down the stairs. But then he just went back.
He's just
upstairs,
I think they're going to like do something, and I think Kendall's going to try. I don't think Nicole's going to do anything. That Alexis isn't cool with, so I think he's going to try with her. I think the past couple episodes he's been waiting for her to make a move, but since she's not, I think he's going to make a move, and then she's going to end up be like no, and then she's going to snitch to Alexis, and they're going to be like, "You're a bad person."
And then they'll both get eliminated. Just
I
kidding.
think today is the start of the end of the Kendall empire. I really do.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
But there you go there. So lastly, we're ending the episode off with the goodbye messages. I'm not going to spend too much time on each one of them.
Goodbye messages are
Goodbye. I mean, they're technically, they feel like goodbye messages.
Chelsea's was.
Yeah. Sorry, the 30-second messages.
Okay.
I'm not going to spend too much time on
Not all of these relationships are ending.
No.
Which were these videos also were so fake. Like it felt like they were just like, and I miss you, and I really want to talk to you.
In a script, and then they were reading like off of a teleprompter because I was like, why are you talking?
Like it sounded so bad. Oh god.
So Erin first she sees her video that Corey says he misses her. That this experiences make him confident in himself. In that he's leaving the island a better man. And she is like, why didn't he say I love you in my message? Like,
why was that her focus? Also, like
because she's just as desperate as him. That's
why I keep saying these people are annoying because they're trying to make the edit make them look a certain way, and then we see these moments, and it's like you're lying. Like, I just telling y'all, like,
I don't think I heard Erin. In his defense, I don't even think I heard Erin say "I love you" to Corey.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, nonsense is ridiculous, and I'm like,
talked about this in the chat, and I keep telling y'all and Abby, I'm like, these people are lying and they're fake. Like, I don't like these people. They're lying to you and everyone else. They're just trying to make the edit make them look a certain way, and it's hypocritical. You're going to see it during a reunion. I'm telling you, they're going to be like, oh, this person tried to do this behind camera. This person hit me up after this. I'm telling you, these people are fake, and I'm not here for
this
it.
This video was clear to me that Corey still wants to be with Erin. So if she couldn't see that, or if she's immature, to see that, it's still nonsense. And it's
she is nonsense. Like, duh. Like, she literally... Again, Erin's video was so boring too. Like, I don't know what her video was. Like, it was so stupid, but she was just like, I understand what I've been doing. Man, like, where's your I love you? If you want him to say it, what about you? Like,
I don't know how many days they're on Temptation Island, but if we're doing this in real time, I'm assuming this is like 1 to 2 weeks, right? People don't change that fast. And if you remember a couple of days before all this happened, she literally was ready to date someone else because they both were into soccer and they had soccer struggles. I don't believe this for a second. I'm sorry.
I believe they probably filmed for about 6 weeks. That would
okay.
Oh, wow.
Still though. It's just like, we'll see. But Erin is... I feel like I do think that there's a hint of realism, but I think she's playing it up a little bit. And I think this was a very human moment here to show that like she still has a lot of work to do. And yeah. But next we're going to Corey. And he sees Erin's video, and she's basically been saying what she's been saying to us, which is she needs to work on herself. She affected the relationship. She's sorry, and she's ready to let go of the past to work on a better version of herself. And you know what? You're right, because I wrote in every one if they said I love you or not. She did not say it, so I don't know why she was mad, but there you go.
Hypocritical.
No, it's just like nonsense. Like, it's literally just like. It's either that the producers cut it out, like the I love you, so that they could have content, because this is so dumb.
No, because they stopped talking right when the video ended.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
This is the part where they don't manipulate the videos. Like, they show everything. So they got 30 seconds. They're not going to cut anything out. But we get to Erica, and Kendall is looks like a manipulator here. He's smiling. He's like, you know what? We have a strong foundation. We came to the island with no rules, and I've stuck with that. But I hope that we leave this island working on. I hope you worked on yourself. I worked on myself, and we leave this experience stronger than ever. And I love you. And you get to Kendall, and he didn't give her squat. And
No,
She,
Erica. Yeah.
yeah, Erica didn't give him
Flip
anything. Sorry about that. And she's like, yeah, I'm not with this. Like, you're weird. So
I was so happy that Erica did not leave a video for Kendall. Because also I'm like, what would I like if I were in Erica's shoes? I don't even know what to say, except I would just probably like say.
I don't know why she didn't go off on him. Why
yeah,
not?
I probably would have been like, okay, maybe I would have made a video. Actually, I might have made a video and said just because, just because like we said we were gonna be single, doesn't make it okay for you to do what you did. Because honestly, that's like it's one thing to kiss somebody, it's one thing to make out with somebody, it's one thing to be all over people, but not only having sex with one person but two people, like how do you think someone would be okay with that? I just don't, I just don't understand. But as we've talked about before, Kendall thinks he's perfect.
Exactly. I mean, it's also interesting because Kendall's personality type, you definitely ignoring makes it worse because he was so irked. Because I think if she sent a video, he'd just like pick it apart and kind of make it work for him. Because I agree, Geneva. I think because I'm petty, I would have been like, who do you think you are? You're a narcissist. You're a piece of like POS. Like you suck. And like on top of that, you really think that I need to work on myself? Like look at yourself. Like you don't have a leg to stand on. Can't even iron your own clothes and telling me I need to work on myself. Like how about you go to a home economics class and like figure your life out? And then be like, we're done. Or, something like that.
That was an amazing 30-second video, honestly.
The issue with that is you're right. That's what you say when you want to break up with someone. I really don't think she wants to. I think she's trying to play his game and she's trying to get him back so she can feel what she felt so they can eventually come back. Because if she really wanted to close the door there, she would have did exactly what you said. But since she didn't, it's leaving the door open for him to think about what he's done and try to fix it. And then he can come back and be like, yeah, you know what? When I didn't get the video, I really understood how you felt, and I'm ready to change my ways. They're going to get back together. I believe if they don't get back together.
Ridiculous. His reaction was ridiculous to not getting a video. He felt like he was entitled to a video. I'm like, man,
I don't think they're going to leave the island together, but they're going to get back after the show.
No, and he blamed it on her being manipulated by the guys. Not even her just like finding herself and not being, like not falling for it or whatever, however he wants to roll it. He said she's letting them manipulate her. First of all, she's a human being and has free will. Like that is a thing that she has. Maybe you have taken it away from her for these past 2 years, but she has it, in case he was confused. Mm-hmm. And then he's sitting here like being like, oh yeah, like, we're going to leave the experience, like, she's just seeing snippets. What snippet do I need to see of you having a threesome? What did I misinterpret, my guy? Like, what?
I also don't, how does that teach you? Like, what is that teaching him? Like, how is that helping him grow in this?
It'll be like, I'll be better to you in bed now because they taught me how to actually please a woman. I've been, it's like, I've been, so selfish and I've not been making sure you're, taken care of. Like, he's probably that kind of a lover too. Can you imagine?
He's growing. He's like, I'm growing my head up, but not the one that you think.
Oh, mama. Yes.
Oh, dear.
I'm done. All right. So the last one was Chelsea, and basically her video.
Wait. We have Kristen and Julian.
Oh yeah, they're boring. Kristen said, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Kendall. Oh God. So
Julian.
They're so boring. I'm so sorry. Julian says he wants to get past this roadblock in a relationship, and he's going to be uncomfortable so he can make himself a better man for their families and that he loves her. And she sends him that, she loves him and that, she's trying to get over her trust issues since they're superficial. She's going to work on herself because they can't continue to live the way that she has been living, and that she's making an effort to peel back layers on herself. Basically, this is a conversation that they should have had at their bedroom, but they came here and got a good fat paycheck for it and some clout. So
But it gives him
that's
hope
why
for
I
the
skipped
future.
over it. I'm like, this
But it
is
gives
so.
him hope for the future, and he
The
can
hope
tell
that he
that
already
he's
knew
making
he was
effort.
getting back for her. You see those videos? There was
Do you
nothing
think
to
they're
worry
gonna
about.
get back together?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
have no reason to think that they wouldn't. I don't
Well,
understand.
actually, they're going to leave the island together. I don't know if they're going to be.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I don't-
fine. I'll
I
give
don't
you
see
that.
why they wouldn't leave together, because
Yes.
After
they
the
both
show,
said, I
it's a
love
different
you. They
story.
both used
Yeah.
their pet names for each other. They both say they've grown and learned from this experience, and that they can't wait for their future. So to me, it sounds like they're planning to at least get back together at the last bonfire.
Yeah, that's true. I wish Mark L. Wahlberg would literally sit there and say, "You're not allowed to use the word grow, journey together anymore. Please figure out better vocabulary."
Those are the standard dating show words.
God, it's like so weird. How are the producers not annoyed by it? Or maybe they've made a drinking game out of it, like, and that's what we should do, like make some kind of a game out of it, because that's the only way we're getting through it, I feel.
Yes, we do need a game for Temptation Island. We'll have to figure that out.
This isn't Temptation Island. It's Relaxation Island. They're
Oh.
just chilling.
I like that one.
In Hawaii.
Hawaii. And then lastly, now this is the only interesting one, honestly, other than Kendall and Erica. Chelsea Thomas is so annoying, and look, I'm so glad Abby isn't here, because Abby would have defended himself. I hate Thomas. I'm sorry, I hate Thomas, and I hate Chelsea, because look, you're going to spend the entire episode dogging Chelsea about how she's a cheater and unfaithful, and then you're going to send this message saying, I miss you so much. This process has been hard for me. Like, I'm embracing my flirty side. But I'm staying true. I'm ducking kisses, even though I'm asking for them unintentionally. I'm not cheating. I'm just hinting at kissing.
He wants her to know what he's doing, because she's making assumptions. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and he's like
that he misses waking up next to her and with Beanie and Buddy at the bottom of the bed.
Yeah, he's such a loser. I'm sorry, I can't stand this guy. Like, you're just trying to, because this is just trying. He's just trying to mess with her mind. So when she sees the video, she's like, "Oh, dang."
Literally her face when he.
It's like you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing, bro. Like,
again,
get
he's
over
too.
yourself.
He's literally too old to be acting like this.
Yeah.
And like, why does he do? Oh my god.
Just keep it 100, bro. Like, yo, it's over.
He is 100.
Oh.
Whoa.
God. No, he's literally 100 years old. That's what I mean.
But then Chelsea sees, so she's confused. But then Thomas gets his video. And basically, obviously, Chelsea, this is the only thing I'll give her. She kept it 100. Yeah. And this is what I want Thomas to do, but he's not going to do that. And she's like, yeah, you brought me here and you put our relationship on the line. And you know what? I'm taking the experience to the fullest. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm looking forward, not backwards. And I don't, we'll see what I plan on doing. And I respected that. I
liked it.
Yeah.
But
you know what's funny though? I literally was like, wow, their messages were polar opposites. And then Thomas goes, our video messages were polar opposites.
Listen,
and I was like,
he knows what he's doing. He's playing 4D chess. He wanted to say exactly what Chelsea said, but instead he was like, how can I make myself look like the victim?
Yep.
And,
he had to make himself look like the victim, because Chelsea is waiting for him to mess up before she could do whatever she wanted, right?
You guys got to realize,
if we're going to play a game here, then he knows that this is the game he has to play. He has to garner the sympathy, so that once Chelsea sees this and then he sees the next video of Chelsea, then he has the fuel he needs to do whatever he wants with Sophia, because it can be justifiable at that point. Because who cares if he's flirty? Because at the end of the day, Chelsea was the one who cheated.
100%.
See, I don't think I don't think Blake thinks that him and Chelsea are going to work out. I think Chelsea's delusional enough to think that they will. They're not. And I don't think either Sophia or Thomas feel like they're going to be anything after this. So the ideal goal here with Thomas is that it's not even about the island or the singles at this point. It's about outside the show. Afterwards, he's going to be looking for another girl. He needs to look good so he doesn't come off as a cheater. So he's like, all right, how can I make myself look so good that all the fans of the show, all the single women, they're going to want me? And, this is his plan. I'm not falling for that. I think it was
flop. We did.
Yeah.
Well, you're not his target audience, Isaiah. So
you're right. You're right.
Neither am I. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because you're married. You're married.
Yeah.
So there's a different story. He's going for the single woman.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there you go. Oh, I mean, hey, look, Abby said that she's still rooting for Thomas, so I'll have to ask her. But
I'm still supporting Thomas.
Geneva's still supporting
target audience.
So, he's doing something right.
I'm bringing that perspective. Honestly, I don't think Thomas is necessarily any better than Chelsea, but I have a bit of a soft side for Thomas in the sense that I know what Chelsea's trying to do. And Thomas is like, I'm not going to let you get away with this without getting sympathy myself. And so, I'm like, okay, Thomas.
Gotcha.
That's really funny. Oh my God. Then he wins.
I'm just saying, I'm telling you, you can't, look. He's doing his thing, and that's proof for it. No, I'm playing.
I mean, Geneva technically is their target audience.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No, but in all seriousness, though, I feel like honestly, I would not want to be with a guy like Thomas.
Oh hell no!
Excessively flirty, and I completely understand why Chelsea realizes that they are kind of incompatible, and this has brought her in that experience to realize that. And so I don't feel like they would realistically last long term. But that being said, considering she's making it all putting all the blame on him, when honestly I feel like he has been holding more restraint, that's why I'm giving him props more, because I guess I don't know, just the way she talks about him, I've been expecting him to have already done, I don't know, had sex with Sophia or something, or gone way beyond, but he hasn't really done anything. So that's more why I think I've been in support of Thomas, just because I feel like
that's fair.
Chelsea is making her sound like she's the perfect person, when in reality, we know that there are some issues. And this is even what Thomas was basically saying himself was, first he was like, oh, she didn't say I love you, and she didn't say I miss you. It sounded like she was trying to break bad news and was defending her actions without letting me know that what those actions are. And that to me is all of her insecurities and worries that I would cheat on her were projected on me, and those were really about her. So that was, I think, definitely very interesting and telling. And I kind of agree a bit with Thomas there, that I think that some of that stuff that she's going through, she's putting on Thomas, when it's really stuff that she plans to act on. And so that is why, I feel a bit I guess more on Thomas's side if there are sides. But in reality, I don't think that they're really a great match, because it just doesn't mesh well. She doesn't like one thing he does, and so to me, it's clear it's not going to work out.
There you go. So that is Temptation Island episode 7. It's starting to become a rant session every episode now. But you know what? It's okay. They can tempt each other, but they cannot tempt us. So there you go. Join us again next week. We should be back to talk about episode 8. Maybe we might have Abby here, maybe we won't. I don't know. We're gonna see. I will also be live. Oof, what day is today? Wednesday? Yeah, so you guys should be able to see me this Friday. Because Anime Club got rescheduled from yesterday. So I will be back with Josh and Cheyenne and Noah to talk about Anime Club on Friday, as well as the Big Brother podcast should also be on Friday. So you can come back for all that, and possible Circle podcast this weekend with Carrie on Thursday, and all that other fun stuff next week. A lot of changes coming, so we're in the process of moving a lot of stuff around. But please, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching this on Twitch, please follow. Every little bit helps. Just to close out, Sasha, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at funsize04 or underscore, sorry, 04. And I'll be on, I think the podcast comes out Saturday, but shit 90 shows taught me for the Passover Rugrats episode. So we talked about Passover and of course the iconic Rugrats. So I think it'll be out Saturday. So you can follow me and I'll obviously retweet the episode. And I might be on tomorrow with Rob. On Rob Has a Podcast for the Big Brother segment as well. Elimination episode. So find me there as well. And Geneva can talk about what we have coming up together, hopefully on Friday.
Oh, yes. Friday. So on Friday, we actually planned to be covering the challenge. So you know, the special season of the challenge that is on Paramount Plus. So you guys got to watch along with us. We will be covering this upcoming season. Super excited. We don't know what time the episode drops tomorrow, so that or how many episodes are dropping. We don't know how they're handling that. So we will find out and have more details soon about how our recap on Friday is going to work, but it's going to happen. And you can follow me at PeaceLoveJen on Twitter and Instagram. I tweet about reality TV like BB Can and Temptation Island. I was very affected by, I don't know, the whole chicken saga yesterday.
Chicken gate.
So, you know, if you want to know my takes and opinions on things, you can definitely follow me there. And of course, like Isaiah said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Silent Podcast, and be sure to give us a follow on Twitch. We have fun things coming soon, like a Twitter account, so stay tuned for that, where you'll get your updates on our future podcasts and content.
And like usual, you can find me at 8Ball Bangers on Twitter, Instagram, and all that fun stuff. And if you are not watching on Twitch, look for us on Twitch and on YouTube and everything else, Silent Podcast. So, get all that fun stuff there. Follow us on all socials for any other updates and everything else. But until then, we will see you guys next time and have a good one.